Although 18 political parties will be slugging it out in the presidential election in 2023, only a handful of them seem to be up and about in terms of campaigns for support from Nigerians across the country. Of course, the ruling party, APC, and the main opposition, PDP, have already held campaign rallies in several states. However, not much is being heard from up-and-coming parties after conclusion of their primary elections and submissions of names and candidates and running mates to the Independent National Electoral Commission. If anything, some of them are deep in internal wranglings, heightening fears that they may end up not checkmating the so-called dominant parties at the polls. This will be the focus of the program tonight. We have in the studio the Director General of the African Democratic Congress, ADC Presidential Campaign, Abdulaziz Suleiman. We are also joined by Khalifa Abbas, who is a member of Accord Party. Welcome to the program, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Abdulaziz,
Yes.
many people will be surprised to see you here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm Hamza Idris, your host, saying welcome to Daily Politics. We'll take a short break, and when we return, the program commences. Don't go away. Welcome back. This is Daily Politics, and our subject of discussion today is where are the up-and-coming parties? We have Abdulaziz Suleiman, as I said, and Abbas Khalifa in the studio. Welcome once again.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Maybe I should start with you, Abdulaziz.
You're welcome.
How comes? We know you as an activist to the core. At what level did you digress or veer off the track?
No, it's not about digressing. It's about continuation of a process. You see, it's here that we have activists operating separate from politics or from government. You can't just keep on shouting, opposing and criticizing while you are not really in the field to participate. So that's initially our brand of activism is geared towards taking over power from a bankrupt elite.
Bankrupt
elite, yeah.
Okay.
We have certified the current elite as bankrupt, especially
In terms of financial wherewithal?
no.
Or moral
morals and even
ideas?
the capacity and ideas, capacity to rule.
They lack all this.
Of course, they lack the courage.
So they are
lack
intellectually
capacity.
bankrupt, if
Bankrupt,
I get you.
yeah.
Okay.
So our brand of activism is geared towards taking over power from that elite. So you can see that is the reason why you can find me now in ADC. It's primarily a southern party, southern based. But some people will think I'm fighting the southerners.
Yes, and I will come to that question because you are the spokesperson of the coalition of northern groups.
Yeah.
And you've been vocal about North. Suddenly, we now found you in ADC, right?
Yeah, what we were talking about was North in the context of a Nigerian nation.
Okay.
How to place the North in the context of a Nigerian nation, not the North in isolation. So it's a proper thing. We have made a mark in northern Nigeria, and we reach out.
Yeah.
Because what we want is a united Nigeria. We've been calling for a Nigeria where we would have someone to call a Nigerian president.
Yes, someone to call a Nigerian president. I would like to hear from Abbas before you build on that. You also moved to Accord Party, a political party seen as a southern party, and you are from the north. Why?
I am from Nigeria. In Nigeria, northern Nigeria is inside Nigeria. So I can decide to be in any party that will participate in an election of Nigeria. So I think I have never seen or view the idea of I have to be in the northern party, because a president of Nigeria is going to be a president of Nigeria, not a president of the North. So, and presently now we're having a president from the North. So then I get to understand it's not about a president that comes from the North. It's about a president that understands that he's a president for all.
Okay, we have 18 political parties, as we said in the introductory part of this conversation, but we're only hearing of PDP, you know, APC, right? Maybe NNPP to some extent, and then Labour Party. What is happening to maybe, let me say, your party, Accord Party? Why are you somehow quiet, laid back?
We are not quiet. We have been working underground, working to build confidence within our people, within the people that are going to vote for the party. And I think the media is part of the problem that we are facing now.
How?
Yes, because I'm happy about this conversation that you brought. The media always talked about these parties you just mentioned. You said there is 18 political parties that are going to participate.
In fact, those going for the presidential election.
Yes, but you mentioned just 4 now. So this is part of the problem. Because you have to mention, you're supposed to mention 18, then I mentioned 4 afterwards.
And that is why we brought you here.
Yes.
Because we feel that here in Daily Trust, we are for all. And we've been projecting you people. We've been calling almost all the political parties, SDP, AA, and what have you. But whoever we brought here, we ask, why are you? Because you have to talk before we report.
Yeah.
We are just like caught, let me put it mildly, not Father Christmas. You have to ask. You have to act.
Yeah.
But we are going extra miles to actually reach out to you so that you can voice out.
Yeah, which is, I'm thankful for the opportunity.
Yeah.
And going for that, we launched our national headquarters yesterday here in Abuja.
Just yesterday?
Just yesterday.
So you can see part of the problems in some of your political parties. Why yesterday? What was the problem?
You know, in every party that you see participating in an election, they have a plan. And when you talk about APC and PDP, there are people that have been in power, that are in power already. Some of our party members are in power now, but you can't compare them to APC. You can't compare them to PDP. So we have to understand that we understand the structure that is happening, and we have to build based on our own capacity. So what APC is doing, whether APC has started campaign or not, you already know APC, they're in power, the president is APC.
Okay, yeah.
So our own is not there, so that's why our own work, we have to do double for you to understand that we're here.
Yeah, okay, Abdulaziz.
Yeah.
ADC. Why ADC? Because people, you are so vocal and you've been voicing out. And there is this fear that these two parties have entrenched themselves in the polity so much that it will be very difficult for other parties to have, you know, anything tangible that will make a difference. Why did you choose ADC?
It's to do more with principle. You see, our party, as I have come to realize, is not one that believes in power as an end in itself. It's a movement.
Okay.
It's a movement that would come to fruition perhaps in the future. We are not desperate to have a leader or a president who will call a Southern president or a Muslim president or a Christian president. We are working towards a Nigeria that will have a Nigerian president.
Nigerian president.
Nigerian president.
Yeah.
We are working towards ending these divisions, unnecessary divisions. And we are also working towards getting the younger generation, not really younger generation, people with dynamic ideas to take over from the crop of leaders we have who have proved to be incapable of ruling a nation. So ours is a movement. We are not desperate for presidential.
You don't really bother to win the presidential election, but you are the DG.
We have even expelled our presidential candidate.
I'm coming to that because
yes,
I blame the foundation.
That is to show you that
I blame foundation.
We're not desperate.
Yeah. Now, you said you chose ADC, which is actually a party embroiled in series of crises. Is that synonymous with your kind of person? You always caught controversy.
Not really. You see, ADC is not embroiled in crisis. What ADC is doing or has done is what Nigerians ought to appreciate. If a party, a political party, can be so in love with the application of the rule of law as to expel their presidential candidate who has not been in tune with constitutionalism. I think that's the type of party we need.
Okay, I have questions on that because there are many things that happen before the expulsion of the president. Dumebi, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes, Abbas, what are you bringing to the table, Accord Party? Because of course we are laying foundation, but you are also embroiled in series of internal party problem. Because I know just last month, your party, you expelled 3 key people. The ex-official member, Reverend Isaac Adeni, former zonal vice chairman, Southeast Innocent Boke, and former caretaker vice chairman, South Prince James Joseph. Are you not starting on a shaky foundation? You are going into election and you are sacking some of your key people.
If you happen to be a strong party that has a system, that has rules and regulations, if any of those members try to go against what is our own constitution of the party, then they have no right to be there. So the point of saying we are shaking just because we have punished people that are meant to be punished is not a conversation to start with. And if a party like that cannot deal with this kind of people, then how about when you come to the presidency, or when you happen to be leading Nigeria, we cannot make such rules to affect the citizens. So you have to be strong and you have to make sure people follow what the party want and their focus on.
What are their crimes? Are they? You didn't call them to the table. Some of them are even alleging that they were not heard. They were not given opportunity to explain what really transpired. But what was put out there was that insubordination, anti-party posturing, and all that. Are these enough to actually throw big party men out of the boot?
Well, if you hold your position as a big party member, I think those are the mistakes that you should be avoiding before making them. Because when you allow them and accept the mistakes as mere mistakes, other people are going to do it. We're facing elections, so we have to understand people that we are having here are fully and dedicated to be or to work for the party fully.
Yeah.
So I think, to me, it's a very good thing to do, to start with people that think they cannot be touched and touch them for a betterness of the party. So I think it's a good thing to do.
Abdulaziz, you sacked the presidential candidate of your party, Dumeji. What were his crimes?
We disciplined him, rather. We disciplined him. We did not sack him.
What's the difference between sacking him and discipline?
Yeah, because he offended the laws of the party, offended the constitution, so we disciplined.
In what way?
In the way we disciplined him?
No.
How
in what way he actually offended the party?
Yeah, because you see, he unilaterally masterminded a rebellion against the National Working Committee, which is the constituted leadership of the party. He masterminded a rebellion, even went to the extent of mobilizing people from some states to pronounce that they have sacked the National Working Committee as a whole. So you can see that was outside constitutionalism. That was outside even the ordinary rules of decency. So the party had to act because we are not hypocrites. If we had wanted, could have just allowed it, but we don't want to present a bad card to Nigerians.
But why did he, organize? Can just one person, is it lure or convince or cajole 36 chairmen?
No,
of
not really.
states?
That was a lie. He didn't. He couldn't do that. He had just few state chairmen.
Like how many?
Maybe about 12 or 13. About 12 or 13.
But you see, I was at the conference personally. I attended the conference.
His own conference?
Yes. I was there when the state chairman passed a vote of no confidence or RAF Nwosu-led National Working Committee. And they gave reasons. Are you aware of those reasons?
We are.
What are one of the reasons that do maybe actually organize these people against RAF?
You say that he did?
Yeah.
We have evidence. We have spoken. Some of the people spoke to us. All their arrangements were leaked. You can't deal with ordinary politicians and expect to be 100% covered.
Yeah.
So they used to call us even when they were holding meetings to tell us this is the position, this is the situation. We've been paid 250,000. We'll be lodged in the hotel. We are coming tomorrow to sack the SWC. That was what got us.
But
prepared.
maybe because one of the allegations was that RAF has been there for over 16 years.
That should
as national chairman.
That should have been.
Is it monarchy?
That should have been treated legally. It's a legal.
But
issue.
who will treat it? NEC, and you know the state chairman, they are members of NEC, right?
Yes.
They have the powers to remove. Why is it that you people do not support?
It's not about removing. It's not about removing.
Okay.
What it is about constitutionalism. Go to the court and get the court to make a pronouncement against his stay, because he believes he has the constitutional right to stay. So it's only for the court to interpret, not you to force him out.
Okay, I will come back to that. Abbas, can you see the problem in ADC? And it is the same because in Oyo State, for instance, the person who defected from APC, he went there and picked the ticket of Accord Party, and you are having issues. So in what way will your party be different from the PDP and APC that you people are actually accusing of not upholding the rule of law?
You can only differentiate our party's performance or what we get to lay to the table of Nigerians when given the chance to rule or to lead Nigeria in a greater height. Because party issues, it happens everywhere. You mentioned their own, you mentioned our own. You can go on PDP, you can go on APC. Everybody has issues.
Yeah.
Because in every single place, it's more like a family. In every family, you have issues because there are some people that don't want to follow the rules. So when they happen to do showcase those behaviors.
And you can see Adebayo Adelabu, right, in Oyo. He did the same. Because some are alleging as a former, big man in CBN who was able to now use the resources at his disposal to get the ticket of the party in Oyo State. Why did you allow that to happen?
Well, sometimes things like this happen, and maybe the kind of things that come to you is not what really is happening in the party.
Okay.
I get in the point. So we as a party, we will sit down and decide on our future and what is going to benefit the party and lead the party forward. So when we happen to sit down here as a party members to decide on how to lead the party or who will be a better candidate, I think we'll go for that person. So if people outside the party think we have done wrong, then I don't think their opinion actually concerns what we're doing.
You believe in what you do as a party. Yes, Abdulaziz. You too believe in what you do as a party?
Of course. You see, when people say the small parties have crisis,
yes,
I wonder, because PDP has a more serious crisis than all of the parties. And it's one of those we call big parties. We can see what's happening in PDP. And even APC is just working to resolve the crisis in the party. So crisis in a political party is normal. What we are doing, like I said, is we're coming up with a movement. Our own is a movement. The only two things we have essentially unity, and let's talk about unity first. Unity, because we have come to understand that you cannot have adequate security in a nation that is divided. In a situation where we view crime in terms of religion or tribe, there cannot be adequate security. And economy. Nobody in this world will invest in an atmosphere of chaos.
Yeah, very unlikely.
Very unlikely.
But your party is also in chaos. If you are talking about, if you don't put your house in order,
no, but at least
how can you start thinking of fixing
we have shown
a country of over 200 million
practical
people?
example
Like
that
how?
we are ready to use the law to deal with anybody.
But my
presidential
question here
candidate.
is, how can a chairman of a political party remain in office for over a decade,
That
almost
is subject
a
to
decade
court,
and a half?
That is subject to judicial interpretation. If anybody wants to talk about that, he should go to the court.
The other
Is
side,
court-
they said, is even against the Electoral Act. That you're supposed to hold election and you can't hold that office after.
who should interpret that?
Of
Why
course
are
the
they
court.
running away from the
But
court?
why, you see, I was discussing with an academic here 2 days ago. He made mention that Nigeria's democracy is court entrenched, which is actually not the ideal. Why can't political parties develop internal, self-operational mechanism where they should be able to solve their problems? When you know that truly this chairman has been there for over a decade and a half, and then because of his maybe resources, contacts and all that, it becomes problem. And then the NEC now came and said, please give way so that we can nurture the democracy, we can nurture our party further.
The party procedures, its rules and regulations have provided for that. It allowed him. He was being returned at conventions, not just imposing himself. He was being returned all these years at duly
elected chairman.
As duly elected chairman at conventions. So what I'm saying is, if you want to relate the law in the ADC to the Electoral Act, you must necessarily go to the court, so that it's the court that will interpret the relevance of which law would supersede which. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's not about brigandage. It's about legal process.
Okay.
Like when we held a national convention, when the NWC said it has expelled Dumebi.
Dumebi, yes.
We went further to hold a national convention that ratified that disciplinary action. So it's left for him now, if he wants to go to the court, to seek
redress.
But we did not go to his office to chase him out. We did not tear his posters. We saw his name listed in the INEC list.
Yes.
You understand? We simply went to court to challenge that. Why are people afraid of going to the court?
Yeah. But now, what are you doing since his name is on the ballot at INEC? What are you going to do? Are you thinking of doing another primaries to elect another presidential candidate, or you don't want, you have
no, you see, like
foreclosed that opportunity?
Like we've told you, it's a process that involves a lot of legal hard work. You see, the process is set on motion. We have written to INEC that we have withdrawn our sponsorship.
Okay, and you have rights to do
It's
that.
only the party that can sponsor a candidate.
Yeah.
We have withdrawn our sponsorship. It's left for INEC to act on that. In the absence of INEC not acting, we have gone to the court now to get the court to stop INEC, Dumebi and his agents from parading Dumebi as ADC's presidential candidate, because he has no sponsorship from ADC. When we get that, I think we still have a 2-week window to seek for court's order to replace.
So if I understand what you are saying, Abdulaziz, is ADC does not have a presidential candidate
As at now.
Yeah. And you are the DG campaign. So what are you telling Nigerians now?
I'm not the DG campaign of ADC presidential. I'm not the DG of ADC presidential campaign.
Okay.
I am DG African Democratic Congress Global Campaign. So it's not about the presidency alone. We have candidates in all the states for governorship. We have candidates in all positions for national and state assemblies.
Okay.
So that's my within my purview.
Okay.
So it's
you
not
continue
about,
campaigning.
Yeah, you see, people think that presidential election is the only election. It's not. In fact, you have much more important offices like the National Assembly, if you can put credible people in the National Assembly, they can checkmate the president.
Yeah.
So I think that is we are much more interested in that.
Abbas, when are we going to start seeing your campaigns? Maybe you people moving from one state to the other?
I think I wouldn't want to give you a date.
Yeah.
But this is what we are sitting for every day, talking about it and seeing how we can get to start. Like I told you, we are working on the groundwork. You're not going to see us.
Yes.
You will start seeing us soon as possible when it's time to actually act on that.
And I've seen your presidential candidate, Professor Chris Molen, yeah, making so many promises. I will ask you many questions on those promises.
Okay.
We'll take a short break.
Thank you.
Yeah, viewers, we'll take a short break now, and when we return, the discussion continues. Don't go away.
Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Daily Politics on Trust TV. Remember, you can follow the conversation on our various social platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and watch us live on YouTube. Today we are discussing up and coming political parties. Where are they? And we have in the studio Abbas Khalifa, a member of Accord Party, and Abdulaziz Suleiman, who is the Director General of ADC Campaign Council. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Abbas, with all the wrangling in not only Accord Party or ADC, but many other upcoming political parties, do you see all of you making any difference at the end of the day?
At the end of the
I mean, during elections, yeah. Because Nigerians are really skeptical about the readiness of opposition political parties to checkmate the two dominant political parties.
You
or
see,
three or four.
This particular election that is going to happen is going to be the only, I think, the best of the ones we have seen before.
Are you sure?
I'm sure about that.
But how? When the oppositions are not putting their houses in order?
Well, that is the own description of our parties. What I'm telling you is Nigerians nowadays are educated on what is happening in Nigeria. They have been seeing what is happening last election, previous elections, and now they get to a point where they understand the parties, the major parties, have nothing to offer them. We have been with PDP for how many years now? We are in APC with all our hopes, because most of that you see us now here presenting other parties, we are supporting other parties before. I'm not sure about him. But
you were in another political party.
I wasn't in the political party, but I wasn't in Accord Party as a member. I joined the party because I believe in the party, if you get what I'm saying. So a lot of young people nowadays are understanding that.
They are looking for options.
Looking for options because these two parties are not the options now. So most of the young boys now and the young people that think the future is for them are going to places that they think they're going to be, that have hope for something to happen. Because you can't tell me after 8 years of APC and I'll go to election day and vote for APC.
But they are upbeat. They are going around the country doing their campaigns, believing that Nigerians will listen to them.
That is just a talk show, if I will say that. It's just a way or a culture of election to go all parts of the country.
And just recently, the Minister of Information said the APC outperformed all the other political parties, whether at the state, at the local, or at the national level.
When it comes to what?
Performance, delivering dividends of democracy.
This government?
Yes.
Wow.
You don't believe him. And you didn't respond to what he said. And these are some of the issues Nigerians are saying, that you people are still sleeping.
One thing I believe in, we used to have a lot of talk and argument of how they have failed, what they have done. And to me, I'm more focused on how we can remove them out of the way. Like it's when something happened yesterday, I don't think it's an avenue to be discussing about it. Of what happened yesterday, it already happened. You cannot change it.
So talking about tomorrow.
Thank you. So
Abdulaziz,
that's our focus.
Yes. Are you not worried that, honestly, most of the upcoming parties, we are really circumspect in calling you smaller parties, we say upcoming parties. Okay. Yes. Are you not worried that you people are not really ready to give a big fight? I mean, in terms of canvassing for votes to take the dominant parties out of the scene.
But I think those dominant parties are not canvassing for votes. They only have money to throw about, so they go around the states, throw money about without presenting anything to the people. You see, when I think PDP, what they present is Atiku's manifesto, not party's manifesto. Tinubu, APC presents Tinubu's manifesto, not APC's manifesto, because Atiku has a big wallet and Tinubu also has a.
But is it not an edge for them? Is it not?
No, you see.
Is it not to their advantage?
Money, spending money, it's not. You see, we have had situations where people voted not along financial benefits.
Okay.
2015 is an example.
Yes.
We contributed money to Buhari's campaign. The ordinary man contributed money to Buhari's campaign. So if people really understand where they are coming from and where they want to go, these people's accounts will not account for anything.
Okay. There is this allegation, Abdulaziz, that some of these political parties, including your own, because Dumebi also alleged that Nwosu wants to trade the presidential position of ADC with the highest bidder. It's one of the allegations he laid there. And beyond what Dumeji said, there are allegations that many of the upcoming political parties, they actually, do all the rituals to have the candidates here and there, but at the twilight of election, they now compromise, they collect money from big politicians and then ask their supporters to vote for these candidates. Are you not one of them? I mean, your party.
You see, really, there is this allegation and counter-allegation. So you see, there are things that are not substantiated. And in any case, in every democracy, I think negotiations are allowed. But you see, when we say we are trading, it takes it a little bit. Yeah, but negotiations are allowed in every democracy. But like I told you, we would not mind having people come together to uproot the dominant parties, like you call them. And you see, it's a simple arithmetic. Just tell the people, you don't even need to shout or throw away money or sing. Just tell the people, if you are happy
with what is happening
in the last 8 years, vote them. If you are not, here we are.
Okay, are you willing to go into alliance with any of the other politics, including PDP and APC, your Accord party, to go into alliance in order to make a difference? Or you are foreclosing the dominant parties, but you can go into alliance maybe with ADC and others?
Well, when it comes to this kind of conversation, it's something that has to be agreed upon all the members of the party. So I don't think it's something I'm allowed to talk about it now here. But what I will tell you is, going to alliance with APC, it will never be an option. I don't know for other parties if it brings a contribution that will make our party to be greater in a way that we can win election.
Yeah.
And there is something I want to talk about. In our previous conversation, we talked about big parties and big names and how they get to be making noise in all the states. And he made mention of money. And I believe Nigerians, if you come down to, let me use my state as an example, come down to Kaduna State and you said you want to hold a rally and don't spend one dime of money, you will not see anybody to come to that rally. Especially APC's rally, because nobody's happy with them. Nobody's happy with this government.
Unless they pay their way.
So it's a cultural thing, like I said. I never wanted to open the box. But it's a cultural thing that we do when we went to gather people. We use money because we know we're hungry. It's like making you hungry, then I'm calling you for food. Come and collect it. You actually run to it because you believe that is your money to be given to you.
Will you encourage people to collect and not to vote for those people who give them money? Or
I will never encourage anyone to collect anybody's money, but I cannot decide for them. I can only advise them, because one of the reasons people like us that we see being in this kind of parties, we are the main heroes of this country. You know why I tell you?
No.
Because we have decided to go to a struggle that we believe it will be hard and very hard to make it. But because we believe in the party and believe in the candidates, we make sure we support them on the race, rather than people. And one thing I want to tell you, almost all the people that joined those big names parties is because they believe this party cannot make it, and this one cannot make it, and he doesn't have money to offer to the people, and I cannot come and convince my people to vote for him, so I need to be in a party that will give him money and be given to my people.
Yeah.
So it's a psychological issue that we're having. We are very, very hungry in this country. So when you bring 1,500 naira, it brings attention to a lot of people that they will see they come and run to you. But I used to tell people, we used to have a lot of arguments about your party is not going to win. I asked them, tell me the party that is going to win. You cannot tell me.
Big question, yes. Abdullah is the party that is going to win. As campaign DG of ADC, you were quoted as saying your party will address challenges of ethno-religious division. But how can you reconcile this, despite your years of activity, to champion the Northern agenda?
Like I told you,
yes,
we were not championing a Northern agenda.
You said coalition of Northern groups, and you've been vocal.
Our agenda was how to situate Northern Nigeria in the context of a Nigerian nation. It's not about isolating the North. We've never isolated the North. We've all along been positioning Northern Nigeria in the context of a Nigerian nation, which is why, if you look at it, we fought for return of power,
yes,
to the North during Obasanjo. When Obasanjo wanted to go for a third term, we fought him rigorously
to bring
power.
Then are you not a regional champion?
No. What you are saying is, at that time, that was the only solution, the only option to peaceful coexistence, because the military had already set a tradition, whereby we had to go by that shifting arrangement, that zoning arrangement, for the meantime. So, in order to have peace and stability, we fought for against.
But are we getting it right?
Yeah.
Are we getting it since 1999? Why? Why are we not getting it right?
Because you see, the atmosphere initially in '99 was abandoned by those who would say are good people.
Okay. During the transition.
Yeah, the reasonable politicians, responsible politicians did not participate actively because they were wary of the military. They were not really convinced. They were not really sure the military would hand over power at that time, having seen how they were dribbled since, I think, 80-something.
Yeah, 83, 84.
So when Abdul Salam said he would hand over power in 1 year, actually, the decent people did not believe him, because he is also part of the military. So nobody believed him, honestly. So that was what gave hooligans, I would call them, people who are ill-prepared and ill-equipped.
Is that why you call them bankrupt at the beginning of the
Yeah, the opportunity to take over power. That was what happened since 1999. If you look at Obasanjo, he was he came in with a bunch of legislators that could not talk to him. They could not look him in the face. They were calling him Baba. They were calling him father. His ministers were calling him father. So none of them was really prepared to lead. They were not equipped to lead, but they had that opportunity, political opportunism. And that is what has been running through all these years. So if you look at, we had a program in the CNG.
Okay, a coalition of northern groups,
not ADC, where we proposed a new political order. What we meant by that was we should break that barrier. If you look at what's happening now since 99, if you want to start thinking of a president, you start thinking of a former vice president, a state governor,
Senate president, or senator.
But we have seen examples of international communities, developed democracies that have brought in people who are
from outside the oligarchy.
From outside the core political bracket. Why can't we do that?
And they make a difference.
We have technocrats.
Yeah.
We have professionals who are not necessarily in politics. But these people have formed a barricade around themselves. So it's our duty now to break that barricade, and that's what we're trying to do.
To make a difference. So, are you worried that INEC offices are now being attacked? Some communities, because you can see it, just recently, INEC chairman in Resident Electoral Commissioner in Katsina said election will not hold in like 10 local government areas. In Kaduna, there are many local government areas that have issues. And now we have addition now, attacking INEC offices. Are you worried as a young person who wants to see change in 2023?
We are very worried. We are very worried because this is a culture that normally the elites that are in those bigger parties that you mentioned that want to have a way of having their way to get the election to their own advantage.
It's an indictment. Yeah, even though we had it in the paper, some people saying, of course, there are hands of some people who don't really want the election.
It's a must. It's a must. It can't be done by nobody. It can't be done by someone who have no advantage to be taken by what is happening.
By being an arsonist.
Thank you. So we are worried, but we are working towards how to plan a better situation that we're going to have those places to actually vote and be heard. Sorry, because when you say they're not going to vote, maybe those kind of places are not where they think they are going to get the votes. So they plan to destroy the place instead of allowing people to vote against them. And this is what they have been doing in all the way. So we have to pray. We have to pray very hard because some things it's not just about saying I'm going to do it. It's about allowing God to do what is the needful.
Yeah, this arson is actually prevalent, especially in the southeast. And now the latest incidents that we have in Osun and Ogun states, where INEC offices were attacked. Do you suspect something, and are you worried?
Yeah, we are really worried, and like I told you, it's attitude. There has to be attitudinal change. You see, we are so much used to the maneuvers of these old people that we say they belong to the big parties. This is their operations. These are their type of operations. Threat, arson, blackmail. You see, they will continue until they are stopped. And it's the duty of Nigerians.
But will your party stop that? Especially, I know that when you were at the height of the altercations between North and South, you came up with what you call Shege Kapasa to counter Amotokun and all.
No. That was a misrepresentation.
Okay.
I've been asked severally. What we came up with Shege Kafasa for was to challenge the banditry. At that time, the banditry was not even as entrenched as it is now. When we saw that Amotekun had come up with, that the Southwest had come up with Amotekun to fight,
or what do they call it in the Southeast? Yeah.
They were to fight criminals. Now we sat down and said, okay, if these people should chase out criminals from, we're not saying it's Fulani, if they chase out criminals from the Southwest, they will come here. So let us block this place also. Okay. That was why we set up Shege Kafasa. Okay. We are challenging the bandits and criminals, not regional forces.
Not Amotekun. Because that was the initial impression was that you also say, okay, let's also have our own. So even if it means, you know, when other security, I mean the formal security agents could not contain something that you now unleash your own militia.
No, that is quite right. Now, if Shege Kafasa had been allowed to thrive, all these issues of banditry would have been history. Are the governors now not thinking of mobilizing, sponsoring non-state actors? Why? We had given you a platform. We did not say we were going to operate it. We presented it as an idea. We said, let the governors take it from us, ratify it, formalize it, and legalize it. Just the way Amotekun was done. It was initiated by people who were not in government, but their emirs and chiefs embraced it, handed it over to their governors, and they have legislated on it.
Okay. Your candidate says he will prioritize education. How? Because major problem that Nigerians are asking now is candidates just make promises without giving the clear blueprint on how to address it. For instance, university education now, you can see they are about going for another round of strike. Do you have any inkling as to how your party, if perchance they make it, even if not at the national level, I'm not for closing, but maybe you have one governor or one.
Like, you know, he's a professor. He has his own university, Christopher University. So I think and he's very young. He's just 39 years of age. Yeah. With this kind of what do you call it, background, or let's say CV. So I think that is what people should understand. He's not 80 or 70 years old, promising something that cannot be done. He's just 39 with his own university, and he achieved his own being a professor at this stage. So you should understand how hardworking he can be. And when he said he's going to focus on education more, it's because that is what he knows or he can do better. It is which is I think one of the reasons why he pushed his own ideas towards having his own university and being part of the university system in Nigeria. He's already bringing a solution by having his own here for our people to go on there and study.
All right, maybe I will stop you here. Let's take a word from you. What you think politicians should concentrate in their campaigns? Just in 30 seconds, please.
Uniting the nation.
Okay.
I mean, you cannot have any meaningful development in a country that has not been united for more than 60 years. If for 60 years we are still asking for Igbo presidency, we are asking for House of presidency.
We're regional champions now.
So we don't have a nation. So I think politicians, genuine politicians who mean well for the country, should work for unification.
Thank you very much, Abdulaziz Suleiman, Director General, ADC Campaign Council, for coming to the program and for your informed perspective. Abbas Khalifa, we thank you as a young man, and you also you have trust in your presidential candidate, and you also have trust in Nigeria. Thank you for this, and I hope youth will see the passion in you, and they will also join hands in making Nigeria a better country.
Thank you so much.
Yes, viewers, that's a wrap on today's program. Thank you very much for watching, and do join us again. I'm Hamza Idris.